But I know you, Ma. I know you want to finish what you started. I need you to stay here and not come back to New York. Please.
What's going on, sweetheart? Are you safe?
Ma, I'm fine. But I need you to promise me that you will not come back. It's dangerous. Ma.
Okay, baby, I promise.
Now in Power, they always love to leave subtle clues and hints, whether it's name dropping a character who then appears later on, or clues like Ray Ray telling Tariq Tommy will come for his moms. They always do it for a reason. So, in my opinion, I do believe they have left a couple of clues in episode 402. They've got Tariq telling Tasha he knows that she wants to finish what she started, but he warns her, stay where she is, don't come back to New York. But we all know that's not going to happen. They haven't reintroduced Tasha for no reason, and they certainly haven't had Detective Carter mention that he could get her mom thrown out of WITSEC for no reason either. I do think they are setting it up for Tasha to either be thrown out of WITSEC, or she comes back to help Tariq, where who knows, she may even end up being caught in a crossfire trying to help Tariq. The same question also goes for Kate Egan. I don't believe she'll die, but are we set for her to appear where she connects some dots for Monet to Harder in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4? Now, one of the main goals for Tariq throughout the first 3 seasons of Ghost, and also in Season 4, is to protect Tasha, Yasmin, and Grandma Estelle. In Season 1, we also saw what lengths he went to just to help Tasha beat this Queen Pin charge, but he also went one step further by sending her to WITSEC because he knew, for as long as Tommy was around, Tasha wasn't safe. And that's where Tasha has been ever since, in WITSEC. At the end of Season 2, he managed to reunite her with Yasmin, and then in Season 3, he did the same with Grandma Estelle. So, his family was safe. They were away from the dangers of New York. We also saw Tasha squashing the beef with Tommy. However, because Monet allegedly gave Tasha's location to Kate Egan, so she believed, Tasha went to get revenge. She believed Monet was her mark, not Tariq's. Now fast forward to Season 4, and just parking Tasha's role for a moment. We all knew this was going to be one of the major storylines. There was no way Monet wasn't going to look for answers. In both episodes 1 and throughout episode 2, you've got Monet questioning Drew, Diana, and Kane around whether they've got a name. What are the streets saying? Because we all know the streets do talk. Whether it's just rumours, a name or two being spoken, the streets certainly do talk. But they're getting nowhere, or at least Kane is getting nowhere, because the only people who really know the truth is Drew, Diana, and Tariq. But there is also one other person who can connect the dots.
It's Tommy Egan's mother. She told me that you gave Tommy Tasha's address.
Why the fuck would Tommy's bitch-ass mother say some shit like that?
Probably wanted you dead or something.
No shit. Question is, who put her up to this shit?
Monet went to Tariq at the end of 402, which is where Tariq said Kate Egan was the one who told him Monet came to give Tasha's location to give to Tommy Egan, which of course, she didn't. It was Diana. And with the mention of Kate Egan, you do have to wonder, could they be setting up for her to appear at some point in these coming episodes? You got Monet questioning who's Kate Egan. Why is this Kate Egan, who I've never heard of, mentioning my name, me as a person who leaked Tasha's location? Monet may be suffering from the after effects of a coma, but she certainly isn't stupid. So you have to think, Monet would want to go and see Kate and question her, because it's the only lead that she's managed to get so far in the past month. 1 month has passed since episodes 1 and 2, but Drew, Diana, and Kane haven't been able to give her any sort of information, for of course pretty obvious reasons. So this particular lead is the best thing she's got in the past month, and I do think it makes logical sense for Monet to follow up on. Now if Monet and Tariq do go and see Kate, will Kate show them footage from the Ring doorbell? This was a point I raised earlier on in one of my breakdowns. I mentioned that Monet's got security cameras all around her property, but there's also this Ring doorbell outside Kate's house, which would definitely have caught Diana. But even if the writers choose not to use it, even if it is something that is overlooked, just having this conversation with Kate will tell Monet everything she needs to know, which Tariq already knows by the way. He knows it was Drew and Diana's plan all along, and he also knows the shooter was Tasha. Although on that point, yeah, Tasha may have actually been the shooter, but if Tariq or even Tasha were to have an honest conversation with Monet, if you were to say yeah, it was Tasha, but it was actually because of Drew and Diana, they're the ones who set you up. They lied to me, they lied to you, and they also lied to Kane. The root cause of this particular issue is those 2 kids of yours. My mom Tasha only did what she had to do to protect me because Diana leaked her location. I'm not too sure. Monet may even actually understand why Tasha did what she did, mother to mother. I think Monet would have done the same. And also, at the end of the day, it was Diana who put the red wig on and made it look like it was Monet who leaked her location. So of course, Tasha was always going to gun for Monet. I think if the shoe was on the other foot, Monet would have done the same. But that also raises another question and brings the talking point back over to Tasha. Do we see Monet and Tasha meeting again in season 4? I mean, if she's coming back to New York, then I definitely think they will. But if she does, her life will definitely be in danger.
That's right. She's in WITSEC, so let me be the first one to break it to you. They about to bounce her ass out. Back on the streets where everybody's gunning for her. That would keep me up at night.
Detective Carter warned Tariq they're about to bounce Tasha out of WITSEC, a threat Tariq definitely took seriously. He asked Davis who is this Carter, who warned him he's not someone to be messed around with. He ain't like the other cops you've been dealing with. It also seems like Carter has people in high places that can make things happen. Whether it's friends in the bar committee or people high up in law enforcement where they can have a say on whether Tasha stays in WITSEC. And I know a lot of people will be asking the question, why is Tasha still even in WITSEC, especially if she squashed the beef with Tommy? Surely it's safe for her to come back. I do guess a logical answer to that question could be, law enforcement still believe Tommy has people that are still out to kill Tasha. That's why they put Tasha in WITSEC in the first instance. Even though they believe Tommy was dead in Ghost Season 1, they still believe there was a threat to Tasha's life. It is also in Tariq's best interest that they stay where they are, because of who and what he's involved in New York. We all know how family is a big weakness that enemies can look to target. Classic example, Anya Covington. We've also seen Obi do it in Season 3, Effie used the way in Episode 2, and Carter's also threatening to do the same, not just with Tasha, but also Obi's brother. It also seems like Tasha is on her last and final warning after she went MIA, but just a quick one on Tasha now having to work at this retail store, only if they listen to Ghost.
This deal means that the truth brand will expand beyond my wildest dreams, but more importantly, our children will have legit money behind them for the rest of their lives.
Not only would Tasha be living a different life, but so would Tariq. In fact, we can't even argue he did still have the opportunity even after Ghost's death. Ghost left him most of his trust fund. All he had to do was graduate with an average GPA of 3.5. He would have then inherited Ghost stocks and shares, the money and the clubs. Although I do believe Truth was promised to Simon Stern in the deal that got him into Stansfield, but it wasn't the only club Ghost owned. But it is a huge fall from grace for both of these characters, from living in a penthouse suite in Tribeca, shopping with Lakeisha, buying Louis Vuitton handbags, having a walk-in wardrobe with X amount of clothes, shoes, diamond earrings, and whatever else, to now this.
Thank God. Can't even order a fucking Uber right now, bro.
You good?
But the same also goes for Tariq. He can't even afford an Uber, although somehow he can still manage to commit hits in $1,000 jackets. However, if Tariq really did want some quick money to help himself and also Tasha, he could always sell his Porsche. Let's also not forget, he also inherited Ghost's watch collection. I mean, these watches ain't cheap, even second-hand, but it is a real snapback to reality. Tariq having to work 3 jobs, student loans, his car breaking down, and then later seeing Tasha working in this retail store just to survive. But that's also why I think it's one of the main reasons why he wants back in the street game. Seeing his mom Tasha just surviving on minimum wage in WITSEC is gonna hurt Tariq, because let's be real, one of the main reasons why Tasha is here is because of Tariq, and he definitely knows it. Grandma Estelle said in Season 2, every evil that has befallen on this family is because of you. So it is gonna fuel him even more to make things right. It's gonna put some fire in Tariq to build his empire back, so he's able to provide for his family. And the way in which he's gonna do so is to climb the top of the pyramid of the street and drug game. However, getting back into the game at a time where Tasha might be thrown out of WITSEC, or where she comes back to New York to maybe even finish what she started, it's a very dangerous game for Tariq to play. Tasha really could find herself in the crossfire between Nomar, the Tejadas, and Tariq for more reasons than one, especially because I don't think Nomar would have forgotten how Tariq tried to target Anya Covington. Let's not forget, Nomar did mention find a weak spot of Tariq's, and that weak spot is Tasha. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Tasha really does find herself in danger at some point in Season 4. But, will the writers and storyline go one step further? Will Tasha bite the dust? Maybe. I think for Tariq, maybe that's the final straw. Maybe this is what will suck any humanity left within Tariq. We all know it's the last season for Ghost, and we all know Tariq is on complete smoke. He's coming for everybody that betrayed him or did him dirty, but just imagine adding the death of Tasha on top. Just imagine what Tariq would turn into if Tasha is killed in a crossfire, or where she's abducted or kidnapped. The Tariq we're seeing now, that's going to be nothing compared to what he'll be, especially if something happened to Tasha. And I do think they are setting up for something along those lines to happen. They've definitely planted the seeds with this conversation, and now it's just a waiting game to see Tasha back in New York. But will she survive? Or is it finally Tasha's time? Drop all your thoughts and predictions down below in the comment section, and as always, thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.